Tonight, Paris Hilton, her first TV interview since she walked out of jail early Tuesday morning. She says 23 days behind bars has changed her. Judge for yourself. In the interview we've all been waiting for, Paris Hilton for the hour next on Larry King Live.
We're happy to welcome Paris Hilton to Larry King Live. Good to have her with us. Her parents have been with us. This is her first appearance on this show. Why are you doing this interview?
I consider you an icon, and I really respect you, and it's an honor for me to be here today.
Well, we're happy to hear that, but
thank you.
Mainly, though, why do any interview? Why come out and talk?
I just want to let people know what I went through.
You think it's time to let that happen?
Yeah, I've been through a lot, and it was a pretty traumatic experience, something I really have grown from. And when I heard that you asked me to be on the show, I was excited.
What have the last 2 days been like?
It's been pretty overwhelming. You know, I've been confined for 3.5 weeks in a little cell, so it's just overwhelming just to be out and be free again.
What were those moments? What was that moment like? We saw you hopping down out. That feeling of freedom.
It was one of the happiest days of my life. It's hard to even describe. It was so exciting, even just being in the fresh air and looking up at the sky and the stars and being outside. And then it was just pandemonium. And then as soon as I saw my mom, I just ran to her to go give her a hug. So that was really exciting for me.
What do you think it is about you, Paris, that everybody follows you around? I mean, you must have examined it in your life. Why do people, photographers, paparazzi, why you?
I have no idea. I just am living my life.
I mean, you don't call them up and say, I'm going down to 3rd Street tomorrow, be there.
No, actually, from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, they're outside my house following me all day long.
When did that start?
I moved to New York when I was 16, and I started modeling. And ever since then.
So you have now become used to the fact that you have no privacy.
Yeah, I think it definitely comes with the territory.
But you had ultimate privacy in jail.
Somewhat, you know, there's always like the officers around, so you don't really have any privacy in jail, but it was nice to be away from all the flashes for a while.
How well were you treated?
Everyone at the LA County, all the sheriffs were very professional. I was treated like any other inmate, no better, no worse.
You were in a confinement 23 hours a day?
Yes, it was pretty difficult. Just, the cell is like 8 by 12, so I was alone the entire time.
Do you have television in the cell?
No.
No. Radio?
Nothing, but...
Describe, what's in the cell?
Basically, it's a small room with a metal bunk bed, a toilet right next to the bed, connected to the sink, and a little metal desk. So, just a very small area.
What do you do with the hour you get out?
For the hour, I got to shower and call my family. You only have an hour, so try to make this
Eat in the cell?
Yes, all the meals are in the cell.
Is there a commissary? Can you go and buy extra goodies?
Every Monday they bring, it's called the canteen, and you can order candy and food and stamps and order pencils and papers. I was writing a lot when I was there, so.
You have visitors?
Saturday and Sunday for half an hour. My family came, some of my friends.
Friends could come too. Was there a list? Can you give them a list of who can come? How does that work?
For inmates and myself, it's the same. Every Saturday and Sunday for a half hour, you can have 2 visitors.
And you can tell them who's coming?
Yes.
Did anybody try to come that you said no?
There was a lot of random people, and the officers would be like, do you know John, whatever? And they were just like random people pretending that they were related to me. So a lot of people would just pretend that they knew me to get in.
What'd you eat?
The food was horrible.
Not good.
No.
Horrible.
Well, it's jail food. It's not supposed to be good.
What is jail food? Okay, lunch.
Lunch is basically a bologna sandwich, which is, they just give you this bologna, which is like, they call it mystery meat. It's pretty scary. And 2 pieces of bread and some mayonnaise with some orange juice. Breakfast.
So they shove it under the door?
There was like a little...
Cover hole?
Yeah, kind of a hole they would put it through.
What'd you eat for dinner?
Dinner was usually the same, just it was hot at least. The only hot meal, but it was like, again, like this mystery kind of, they call it jail slop. So it wasn't that tasty.
You have to wear special clothes?
I wore the orange jumpsuit just like everyone else.
Did you lose weight?
Not really. I was reading all these rumors and hearing about, you know, me losing all this weight, but only lost a couple pounds.
Did you hear a lot about what people were saying on the outside?
Not really, because when you're in jail, you don't really have any connection with the outside world, and I just really wanted to focus on myself. I didn't really want to hear all the gossip and things. And
I know you wrote some notes. We're going to hear from them in a while. Did you get to talk to other inmates?
Yes, there was inmates, you know, next to me in the cell, so we would speak through the vents. You can hear each other, and just walking down the halls. If my like my lawyer came to visit me, I would see the girls in the hallway and we'd say hi. They were all really nice.
All right. The obvious, the purpose of jail, prison, jail, confinement, is to teach a lesson.
Yes.
Well, at least that's a big part of it. Did it work with you?
It's definitely, it was a very traumatic experience, but I feel like God does make everything happen for a reason. And it gave me, you know, a time out in life just to really find out what is important and what I want to do, figuring out who I am. And even though it was really hard, I took that time just to get to know myself.
Think it changed you?
Yeah, definitely. I have a new outlook on life.
Was there a couple of days, when did it happen quickly, or did it happen over a period of time? Or
the beginning was really hard for me. It's kind of a blur. It was so, you know, traumatic. But after being there a while, I had to accept that I could either make the best of it or make the worst of it. So I just went with the motto, don't serve the time, let the time serve you. And I did that, and it really helped.
You read a lot?
A lot. I read a lot of books. I received fan mail from all around the world, so many letters. I would literally sit in bed, like, crying, reading these letters, and it really got me through it.
No kidding.
Really, it was really special. I had no idea I had so much support from so many different age groups, so many people from around the world. It was just really heartwarming.
Any critical letters?
Actually, no. None. I was really surprised about that. I was scared to open letters sometimes. I'm like, oh, I hope this person's not mean. You know, it's like the last thing I want.
Every continent? Asia?
From all over, even like from India and from a lot of soldiers from Iraq and...
Soldiers?
Yeah.
More in a minute. When we come back, her biggest fear behind bars, her most emotional visit during those 23 days, when Larry King Live returns with Paris Hilton right after this.
Paris's request, surrender quietly and start doing her time.
I'm really scared, but I'm ready to do this.
It was determined that Paris Hilton would be reassigned.
He was remanding Ms. Hilton to the sheriff's custody to serve the remainder of her sentence at the Century Regional Detention Center.
Okay, during this time, Paris, what were you afraid of?
Just the whole idea of being in jail is really scary. I hate to be alone, so that was really, you know, hard for me in the beginning, just to be so alone, and I'd have nightmares at night. You know, someone would break into my cell and hurt me, and just scary times like that.
You have emotional visits?
Every visit when my family came was really emotional, especially on Father's Day, because we're a really close family, and at Linwood you have to talk behind glass, you know, no matter what you're there for.
I've been to prisons. I've interviewed people in prison. That's tough, man. You touch hands? The hands touch the glass.
Yeah, I would do that every time. It was just, you know, the first Father's Day I couldn't give my dad a hug, and that was really hard on me.
Why do you think they have that rule?
I could understand the dangers in that with some of the inmates, you know, they could...
Passing things.
Maybe getting weapons in, things like that. So I didn't expect to be treated any different than anyone else, you know.
Do you, before we took a look at some of the weird things that happened with you there, and we'll hear from some of your notes that you kept, which we hear some of them are extraordinary. What, when you look back on the whole thing, what do you think? Do you think you did wrong?
Well, this all started off with the DUI, which was a .08, and I will never drink and drive again. Granted, it was, you know, one drink, but no one should do it. Yeah.
Oh, with your weight, all right?
Yes, I was on my way actually a couple blocks to In-N-Out. I should never have even driven.
Call a limo.
Yeah, definitely.
Cab.
Mm-hmm. I'll never make that mistake again. I take full responsibility, and I hope by me serving this sentence, and I know it has helped because I've received a lot of letters from different people that they've made the mistake of drinking and driving, and because I went through this, like, wow, it could happen to me too.
Why did you drive with a suspended license?
I was told that I had my license. My lawyer told me, your license is suspended for 30 days, no driving, then 90 days thereafter that, you could drive to and from work. So for 30 days, I never drove once. Then after that, it was for work-related purposes.
Think you got a raw deal? Do you?
Yeah, I do. But, I don't know. Even though I hated it, I'm glad it happened in a way because it's really changed my life forever, and I feel stronger than ever, and I don't know. I just feel like...
So bad turned to good?
Yeah, I feel like this is a blessing in disguise.
What's the terms of probation? What can you do and can't do?
Yeah,
you're on probation, right?
I'm just gonna follow all the laws.
I mean, for how long? Do you have to report to a probation officer?
No, it's not like that.
You don't. You just have to, for want of a better term, be good.
Yes.
Right?
I plan on that, definitely.
Now, what the other day, Sheriff Baca, in fact, yesterday, testified before the L.A. City Council when he released you released you because you had an illness that he was very concerned about, and everyone was wondering what that was. What was it?
Well, I suffer from claustrophobia my entire life, and when I first got in that cell, I was having severe panic attacks, anxiety attacks. My claustrophobia was kicking in. I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating. It was the doctors talked to the sheriff, and he could see that it would be better if I just did it on house arrest. Plus, I had already served more than most people on that kind of infraction will only serve 10% of their stay, and I had already done more than that. So he just thought it'd be better for everyone for me just to be at home.
And once it was announced that you were released on home confinement, it got a little nuts outside your house. Media and fans, I think we can see a clip of this. Let's watch.
Absolutely more bizarre by the minute. I was saying more bizarre by the hour, but in this case, more bizarre by the minute.
Yeah, she was cuffed.
Back up! Guys, back up!
That's her in the back of the cup!
What's that?
Fly off! Back up! Back up!
What was this like for you?
It was crazy. It was just pure madness. I feel really bad for my neighbors.
Boy.
You know, it was also, you know, really scary just to have so many people, you know, people on the news telling what street I live on. So it's kind of dangerous.
What kind of jolt was it when they hauled you back into court and sent you back to jail?
It was a shock to everything, you know, going from being, you know, that's so happy to be at home with my family, and then I'm told that I'm not supposed to be going to court the next day. The sheriff said, stay at home. Then all of a sudden, 10 minutes before the police arrive, I'm yanked out of bed. They're telling me they were going to handcuff me, they bring me back to the courthouse. I had no idea what was going on. I was in complete shock. It was unbelievable. I was terrified.
How did you cure the claustrophobia?
I just had to deal with it. I didn't know, you know, if I was going to be there, I had to make the best of it. So I meditated, I read letters, I wrote in my journal, and I would just close my eyes and literally pretend that I was somewhere else. I was in some, like, special place sometimes. It was very difficult, but I made it through.
Are you now cured?
Of claustrophobia?
Yeah, you must be.
Well, now that I'm out of there, yes.
No, but I mean, if you handled it, you went back and were able to handle it. You were crying in the back of the police car, right? I mean, that was
I was so
tough
scared.
day for you.
It was one of the most terrifying days of my life.
Okay. So when you go back in, now you're back in. You walk into that cell again. How'd you deal with the first night?
I was obviously very upset. And I just would talk, just talking to myself, just saying, Paris, be strong, you can do this.
Do you think the judge was unkind?
My lawyers even said that with this kind of infraction, it wasn't for a DUI, it was for a suspended license, that I was walking in there assuming I was just going to get community service. That's what my lawyer said at the time. So when he sentenced me to that much time in jail, it was shocking, because that doesn't happen ever.
Paris Hilton kept notes in jail. We're going to hear some of them when we come back.
Paris Hilton socialite Paris Hilton was led screaming from the courtroom.
Paris Hilton is going back to jail.
Before we get to hear some of the notes that Paris Hilton kept while in confinement in the jail in Los Angeles, how about those who they get a little shocked when you're going to jail and they see you at the MTV Awards walking the red carpet? Does that look like a contradiction?
Actually, I was playing a trick on everyone, because outside my house, outside the Linwood facility, there was paparazzi I heard from all around the world. So I thought if I went to the MTV Awards, snuck out during the show, I could get there unnoticed, and that's what we did. No one even saw me going in.
Get where unnoticed?
Getting into Linwood. I didn't want to cause a whole media circus going in.
So you used that MTV as kind of the camouflage?
Yeah, because everyone was asking me at the show, they're like, oh, so you're going to the after party? And I was like, yeah, I'll be there. But I knew the whole time I was there that I was going to be checking myself right into jail. So it was very surreal and very...
Were you faking it when you looked like you were having a happy time there?
Of course I was really nervous. Nobody knew I was going in that night. But I was trying to be strong.
What do you think of your problems, Paris? Did you bring on in your life yourself? I mean, you don't blame your parents, do you? You don't blame when things didn't go right for you. Mm-hmm. When you self-examine.
I think in life, everyone makes mistakes, and you have to learn and grow from them. And I've been a little immature in the past and made some wrong choices, but I've learned from them, and I think that makes me the person I am today.
How about friends that weren't right friends for you? Have you gotten rid of them?
I've gotten rid of a lot of people. I think, especially being in Los Angeles, there's a lot of people out here that like people for certain reasons, and I don't want people who are not going to be beneficial to my life, who don't want positive things in my life, and I had to cut a lot of people out, which I'm happy. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but they know who they are.
Was New York better for you?
I love New York. I love Los Angeles. Most of my work is here. I travel all the time for work, so this is just my home base.
You have businesses, right?
Yes, quite a few.
You're in your own business, right?
Yes.
Let's hear some of the things what did you write in jail?
Well, I had a lot of time alone, so I write a lot. I actually have a journal as well, but I left that at home. Journal? Yeah, I did. Okay, this is one of the notes that I wrote. They say when we reach a crossroad or turning point in life, it really doesn't matter how we got there, but what we do next after we get there. Usually we arrive there by adversity, and that it is then and only then that we find out who we truly are and what we're truly made of. It's a process, a gift, and a journey. And if we can travel it alone, although the road may be rough at the beginning, we find the ability to walk it, a way to start fresh again. It's neither a downfall nor a failure, but a new beginning. And I just felt like this is a new beginning for me, just being in jail, and I just used it as a journey to figure out myself and who I am and what I want to do, and there's just so much more to me than what people think.
The writing helped?
Yeah, I've always loved to write. In school, I loved being in creative writing classes. I write scripts. I love to read. So So.
If you had to do it all over, you'd change a lot, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I definitely, wish I knew now what, back then. So I definitely, when I have a daughter, I have a lot of good advice for her.
You want a family?
Definitely, yes.
Want to get married?
Not right now, but within the next couple of years, I definitely, I love kids, and I can't wait, to find someone and fall in love and have a big family.
Do you think you'd be a load for someone now?
It's hard. I think someone
the guy's going to have to come on.
It's hard, the media, every time you're in a relationship, they'll make up stories, and I think it just takes someone who doesn't care about that, and someone who's just going to love me for me and not pay attention to all the other gossip.
Have to be a pretty strong guy.
He's out there somewhere.
Do you think you found yourself?
I feel like I've started my journey, and I'm going to continue every day to find out more and more about myself.
What don't you like about Paris Hilton? What's a personality trait Paris Hilton would change? Something
when I get nervous or shy, my voice gets really high. I've been doing that ever since I was a little girl, and that's something I don't like that I do. I like when I talk in my normal voice, but sometimes I go down, and that's something I'm trying to change about myself.
Are you jealous?
No.
Quick to anger?
No. I don't really get angry.
Easy to get along with?
I'm very easy to get along with.
Good friend?
I'm a very loyal friend.
We're going to hear more notes and lots more, too. Coming up, the real story of those severe medical problems the sheriff said she had in jail. Are they also mental and physical? That's when Larry King Live returns with Paris Hilton right after this. We're back with Paris Hilton. Let's cover some bases we may have skipped over. It was only claustrophobia, but there were many reports that you were on medications of a serious type, were you?
There's a lot of reports that are false that are out there.
You were not on medication?
I've been on medication since I was a child. I have ADD, so I take medication for that.
That's the only thing you deal with? Attention deficit disorder?
Yes.
Have you ever been addicted to drugs?
No.
Taken drugs?
No.
Never taken drugs?
Mm-mm.
Do you know that the organization MAD has had a tough time with you, Mothers Against Drunk Driving?
Yes.
Feeling that you've set a kind of bad example. What are your feelings toward them? Do you plan to work with them?
Yeah, I'd love to work with them, and I think by doing my sentence and doing my time, I have served as a good example, and I want to continue to do so.
Do you have a drinking problem?
No, not at all.
So, but you must have had, you were just this one drink, this one time?
I'm not a big drinker. I'm not really into it. I think socially people do sometimes when they go out, but it's not something that I really care about.
So how have all these stories gotten out about you? Medications, well, the ADT, that's a strong medication, isn't it?
It's Adderall. I think anyone who has ADD takes it.
You've had it all your life?
Yes.
But the stories about you being use of drugs and the like, parties and wild scenes, all wrong.
People make up so many crazy stories. The things I read about and things I see is not the person who I am. It really baffles me sometimes when I read things of places I've never been, people I've never met. It's shocking to me.
Did you hang around with people who did those things?
Yes, I know people who have.
Did people photograph you with people who did those things?
I'm not sure, but I think a lot of people have that problem.
Why didn't you put a stop to this earlier? In other words, if you would read stuff, why didn't you take an outlet to go on and say, I've never used drugs. I don't drink.
I just feel like when you do that, you put more attention to something. When something's not true, I just don't pay attention to it because I know my friends and family know the true me, and that's all that really matters to me. And I feel like by defending yourself for things that aren't true, all you're doing is making people talk about it more.
But in today's world, Paris, no comment is yes. Don't you think so? I mean, the media is the message.
Yeah, I don't know. People just make up stories, and there's nothing I can really do about it. I just don't like to dignify it with a response.
Yeah, but then you realize, of course, that one of the problems is then you let it continue.
Yeah, but I know how I am, so that's fine.
But the way to put a stop to it is to proclaim it. I mean, if you
I'm
know
telling you right now,
yeah,
so I put a stop to it.
But are we thinking maybe we should have done this long ago? Not here, somewhere.
You know, everything happens for a reason. I went and found out a lot about myself, and I'm going to continue going on that path. So,
Have you ever had psychiatric care?
Like a therapist?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talk with someone just about my problems. I think.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, I think it's good to talk with someone if you're feeling sad or something's wrong, but usually I talk to my family about everything.
How did ADT affect you while in jail?
Well, it's attention deficit disorder, so it's hard to pay attention to things, and I don't know, I just dealt with it. It's something I've dealt with my whole life.
When you have ADD, you lose concentration?
Yes.
And you've had it since you were a kid?
Since I was like 12.
So it had to be tougher when you're in a situation where you're kind of entrapped.
Yes, it was, but I learned to deal with it.
How does it affect you in business?
No.
Television?
No.
Singing?
No, I'm doing fine everywhere.
Go back full-time with your career?
Yeah, everything's back to business.
Television show, too?
Yeah, we just finished the 5th season of Simple Life, and we're doing another season the next couple months. I'm doing a couple movies this summer.
Movies, too?
Mm-hmm.
Signed and sealed. We'll be right back with Paris Hilton and more notes from jail. When we return, we'll talk to Paris about Britney Spears and Lindsay Lohan and her Simple Life co-star Nicole Richie, who could be facing some jail time herself. That's all next. We're back with Paris Hilton on the way to rejuvenation, I guess we might call it that. If perception is reality, the perception of you was party girl, right? Mm-hmm. You're saying that's not true. Well, what part of it was true?
You know, I am a social person. I love to dance. I love to go out. I love music. But a lot of people don't know that I'm a businesswoman, and I run several businesses, and I like to go out as well. I'm social.
Which leads to the email question from Celia in Miramar, Florida. What's the biggest misconception about you?
Well, a misconception that I always hear is Paris doesn't work for a living. She just, gets money from her family. And I completely disagree with that. I've made a name on my own by myself. I've not taken any money from my family. I work very hard. I run a business. I've had a book on the New York Times bestsellers list. I'm on my 5th season of a TV show. Done an album. Do movies.
Okay, how'd you let that?
Line.
Is it all their fault, or how did you let that happen?
I think because people just on the party part, and my business and what I do is at my office and in my meetings, and that's not really made public because I'm, in a boardroom talking with everyone who works with me. So people just don't know about it.
So the party girl aspect is you like to party, but it's not drugs.
No, I just like to go out and have fun with my friends. I'm an Aquarius. We're social people.
You gonna stop doing that? Can you change that?
I've realized that there's a lot more important things in life, and there's a lot more things to do, and I'm frankly sick of it. I've been going out for a long time now, and yeah, it's fun, but it's not going to be the mainstay of my life anymore.
All right, let's discuss a few of your... Nicole Richie, how's she doing?
She's doing great.
She going to go to jail?
I hope not, but she's
What did she tell you about what happened to her?
You know, she just, everyone makes mistakes, and she just, you know, wishes the best. She's like my sister. I love her so much, so I don't want anything bad to happen to her.
Does she admit she made mistakes?
Yeah, of course she has.
Britney Spears.
Mm-hmm.
What about her?
She's a sweet girl. She's a good mom. She loves her children. And again, I think the media just likes to...
Yeah, but if they see her do things like driving a car recklessly and not handle the job well, you're going to be, it's right, they're going to be concerned.
Yeah, I know.
Did she talk to you about that?
I've seen her with her kids. She loves her kids. And I think it's hard for anyone when you're in the spotlight so much. It's very overwhelming at such like a young age. I feel like a lot of these girls, you know, they move out here at a young age, they're given, you know, too much too soon, and it is hard. And I'm really lucky that I have my parents who I love and support me so much, and I don't know what I'd do without them.
Do you have too much too soon?
I now appreciate and have gratitude for everything. Like, I really have a new appreciation for life.
Oh, when you were 20, 21, did you have too much too soon?
It just all happened, you know, so fast and everything. It is overwhelming, I think, for any young girl. But I've handled it well.
You think you can ever be normal?
I consider...
Whatever that is.
I consider myself normal. And people,
you consider yourself normal?
Yes. When people say that, I don't understand. I just feel like I'm any other girl. I don't know. I have a good heart. I'm a good person. I don't think of myself as any different than anyone else.
You don't think you treated any of this, the jail, the whole thing, frivolously?
What do you mean by that?
That you danced through it in a sense, when the public saw you.
I was locked in a cell for 3.5 weeks. It was a horrible experience, so I did my time. Saw you. When the public saw me.
You know, you always looked, you liked the camera.
You know, it's gonna be there, and I see some celebrities, they, you know, throw water at the paparazzi or give the middle finger or do things like that. And I think it makes you look bad. I just live my life and I don't pay attention. These people are doing their jobs.
You like the paparazzi?
It's not that I like them, but I don't, you know, I'm not gonna do anything to hurt them. They're just trying to make a living.
What do you make of Lindsay Lohan?
I wish the best for her.
Do you know her well?
I know her.
Genuine talent?
Yeah.
Obviously, she's got problems.
I think, yeah, a lot of girls have problems.
Did anyone ever think that you had to go to rehab?
No, not at all.
Do you visit people in rehab who are your friends?
I don't have any friends in rehab.
Up next, she said her dumb act is no longer cute. What was cute about it in the first place? More with Paris Hilton. More notes, too, when we come back. We're back with Paris Hilton. A couple more segments to go, and we want to get caught up on some things about jail that we didn't cover earlier. How did you prepare for it?
I think it's really hard for anyone to prepare for jail. I just was trying to spend as much time with my family as possible.
You were spotted, I think, holding a Bible or something. Did you take a Bible with you?
Yes, I did. Well, actually, we weren't allowed to bring one in, but...
Not allowed?
I ordered one off the commissary list.
You're not allowed to bring books in?
You can't bring anything in. Nothing.
Are you a religious person?
I've always been religious. I went to Catholic school as a child, and I've always had a sense of spirituality, but even more so now after being in jail.
Did you read the Bible in jail?
Yes.
Were you, oh, here, we have your mug shot. I want to find out what you were thinking, what it was like to go through this. We'll show that. I've seen worse. What were you thinking?
I wasn't really thinking. I was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm here. It was just, it didn't hit me that I was really in jail till I actually got in the cell. So, I don't know, taking that picture was just very surreal. I felt like I was in like a bad movie, a scary
Did you
movie.
think, Paris, that you didn't deserve to be there?
You know, I think the crime did not fit the punishment. I did my time, and it was really, really hard, but I don't feel like I deserved to go to jail for it.
You never felt you were a criminal?
No.
Not now, not then?
No.
Embarrassing thing, were you strip searched? Do they do that in jail? I know they do it in prison.
They do. They do it in any jail.
What was that like?
The most humiliating experience of my life. I never had to do that. You know, doing that in front of someone you don't even know. It's pretty embarrassing.
A woman police officer and you in a room?
Yes.
Is it as gross as we might think it is?
Well, it's pretty gross, you know, taking your clothes off in front of someone and having to do that. Yes.
Do you understand why they do it?
Of course I do.
On January 15th, you were pulled over by the California Highway Patrol and told your license had been suspended. And you said you thought it was okay.
I told the officer because I called my lawyer at that point, and they said you're allowed to drive for work-related purposes, and I was at a business meeting before that.
So the misconception.
Yes.
On January 22nd, you plead no contest to a reduced charge of alcohol-related reckless driving. You were ordered to take alcohol education. Did you?
Yes, I did. And actually, when we went into court, they said that I hadn't, but the lady was sitting right in the courtroom, and she said, I will testify and say that Paris finished the course, and they wouldn't let her do it.
And the driving with a suspended license, that you thought it was not suspended, right?
I never would have driven on a suspended license. I get followed by paparazzi all day. Why would I, you know, have the audacity to do that?
What kind of license do you have now?
Full reinstated license. Even before I went in jail, my license was fully reinstated, no restrictions whatsoever.
With your financial wherewithal, you could have had a driver all the time, though, right?
Yes, but
you don't need to.
I made a
you
mistake
like driving?
that time. I like to drive, yes.
With all the paparazzi, I don't think you're going to drive for a while, right? Is that a safe bet?
It gets kind of dangerous sometimes, so I won't be.
But you have a fully licensed, you are a California driver.
Yeah, even before I went in.
Want to read another note?
Yeah. This is what I wrote just about the girls that are in there. I have compassion for those I left behind at the prison. I am lucky enough that I have a home and a family to go to when I get out of here. Most of the women in here don't have that option, so they have to go back on the streets. And some of them end up even back here because they don't know where else to go. I want to help set up a place where these women can get themselves back on their feet. A place with food, shelter, and clothing, and programs. Kind of a transitional home. I know I can make a difference and hopefully stop this vicious circle of these people going in and out of jail. Because they told me the average amount for a woman to go in there into Linwood is 7.3 times. So literally these women just go out onto the street, they have nowhere to go, and then they end up right back in there, and I just feel like it's a vicious circle. Some of these people are mothers, and then their children end up in the system, and it's sad.
We'll be back with our remaining moments with Paris Hilton right after this. My man Anderson Cooper, host of AC 360, has these exclusive details, on how Paris became the phenomenon she is today. He'll be looking at Paris, the businesswoman and self-made image maker. He's got the family history, too. Also, an expert panel to discuss our interview, including People Magazine's Jess Cagle, who was with Paris and her family the night she got out of jail. So without further ado, we'll be turning the podium over to Anderson in just a couple of moments. We have a quick vote on our website, CNN.com/Larry King, asking, did the legal system treat Paris Hilton fairly? And the last check, and they're still voting, 63% said yes. They thought you were treated fairly. We also have an I Ask question submitted by a self-described fan of Paris. Let's take a look and listen, and then get Paris's answer. Watch.
I was just wondering what you were planning to do to help others since you're released from jail, and I was also wondering what message you'd like to send out to other people who might make the decision to drink and drive.
That's something I was actually thinking a lot about in jail, because I feel like, you know, being in the spotlight, I have a platform where I can raise awareness for so many great causes and just do so much with this instead of, you know, superficial things like going out. I want to help raise money for kids and for breast cancer, multiple sclerosis, and my
You're going to get involved in all this?
Yes.
What's your favorite Bible passage?
I don't have a favorite.
You read it every day?
In jail, I read a lot.
Going to go to Mass?
Yes.
All right, we're going to see a new Paris Hilton.
Yes.
What will we see? Will we see less Paris Hilton? More Paris Hilton in a different way? Give us what the public will see of the new Paris Hilton starting June 28th, 2007.
I've definitely matured and grown a lot from this experience, so I don't know, I just want to be, I'm 26 years old. I'm an adult, and I have to just grow up, and I have to be a more responsible role model, because I've gotten a lot of letters just from mothers and their daughters look up to me, and I want to be a good role model for these girls.
Thank you, Paris.
Thank you.
Paris Hilton. Tomorrow night, Colin Powell.